chinchilla, or even 2, or how many you want. And I'm talking about the cage. When you buy the cage, look around at everything you can look around at. Pet shops, eBay, anything. It has to be the biggest and the most best you can afford because they come from mountain ranges. It has to be quite wide, quite tall, and quite long. So, yeah. And it needs to be wire mesh or whatever. It can't be painted, can't be wood, and can't be plastic, because wood, they can chew it so they can get it out, and plastic, it damages their digestive system. There's Mel in there just modelling the cage for you. Buster's probably asleep. Hello, Merlin, come on, over here. No? Okay then. Anyway, that's about the cage. So remember,
You need a doctor to authorize the purchase of that item, but also because they're stupid as hell. I do absolutely love the law that they are legally required to list off every single bad symptom that has ever been reported during the human studies. Let me just pause for a second here, quick little aside. One of my friends actually did drug testing. And if you're like, dude, is he an idiot? Oh my God, that is so dangerous, experimental drug testing. And I mean like an official, like as a job, not he literally just tested experimental drugs. And they paid him like $300 a day. You get to stay at this schmancy pantsy place. They cook for you to keep your diet controlled, and they monitor your health, and there's follow-ups. It's basically like automatic zero deductible health insurance for the next year too. So, you know, before you go like, what the hell, maybe you should look into that. Funny thing is, he's even younger than I am, so I mean, I could see if you're 50, like, whatever, if some pill screws up, whatever, you know, health problems are right around the corner anyway, who cares? Nah, he was like 23 or something. So he came back all right, except that he invested in a foreign company, started his own company, and then moved to China. I thought that was a bit strange. I mean, it kind of sounds like something he would do, but you gotta wonder. Like, did the pills mess with him a little bit? You know, just a little, did he come back all right from that? You know, it's kind of like soldier comes back from Vietnam and they're like, I just love knitting and crocheting so much. It's like, okay, good for you, you know, but did they really come back all right? You know, everybody has new hobbies, you know, breaking the gender barriers, get out the knitting needles, but what really happened over there? So anyway, it is a law in the United States and probably in other countries that even allow this kind of BS. You have to put the symptoms that have been found to occur a certain percentage of the time in the human trials. So thoughts of suicide, I don't even know why they put that. Thoughts of suicide plus experimental drug testing, you almost put that on the resume. Oh, and what makes you want to work for us, sir, and test experimental drugs that have never been tested on humans before? I hate my life and I've given up on it. All right, sir, we'll just follow you into that category. Oh, looks like most of the applicants fit in that category. Do you work retail or customer service? So at a certain point, you've got to wonder why they didn't look at the final cut, or at least the script for the commercial, and say, we should just give up. We shouldn't even put this on TV, honestly. So I tried to think of an example, and I'm like, boner pills. Let's look up boner pills. I'm not going to say the brand. They'll probably sue me if I get one letter of this incorrectly. So I'm not even going to nickname it because that would actually be really funny. But then they'd probably still sue me. They have money. I don't. Oh, and I did open an in-private browsing window to go to this website and Google this because God knows I don't want Google AdSense just making assumptions for the next 10 years and show me those kind of ads. The full list of side effects are bladder pain, burning feeling in the chest or stomach, burning, crawling, itching, numbness, or pins and needles, or tingling feelings, cloudy or bloody urine, dizziness, increased frequency of urination, indigestion, pain on urination, stomach upset stomach, they put that one backwards, tenderness in the stomach area, abnormal vision, abdominal vision would be weird, anxiety, behavior change similar to drunkenness, alright, bleeding of the eye, blurred vision, bone pain, breast enlargement, didn't specify gender on that one, chest pain, chills, cold sweats, confusion, convulsions, and seizures in parentheses. Cool and pale skin, deafness or hearing loss. Oh my God, I didn't even read these ahead of time. Decrease in the amount of urine or frequency of urination, thought that one was already mentioned. Decreased vision, difficulty in concentrating, dizziness or lightheadedness, especially when getting up or suddenly from lying in a sitting position. Yeah, because you got a boner. Double vision, drowsiness, dry eyes, dry mouth, dryness. So just dry everything, just everything. Excessive hunger. Well, I mean, hey, come on. Who isn't hungry all the time? If you're on a diet, you're hungry. Eye pain, fainting or faintness, fast, regular, pounding heartbeat, feeling of something in the eye. I assume while nothing is actually in your eye. Otherwise, I mean, you should check on that. Fever, chills, headache, increase in the size of your pupil, increased sweating, increased thirst. Lower back or side pain, migraine, headaches, nausea, nervousness, nightmares, numbness of the hands. Ooh, these are in alphabetical order. Painful or swollen joints. Gonna skip the next one because I don't want to get this age restricted. Redness, burning, or swelling of the eyes, redness, itching, or tearing of the eyes. I don't see how those are different. In fact, it literally just said redness twice. Restless sleep, seeing shades of color differently than before. What the hell? This crap gives you some kind of like military experiment supervision. I'm gonna get my hands on some of this crap. Sensitivity to light, I can already practically see like a damn owl. Shakiness, skin lesions with swelling, skin paleness, skin rash, skin ulcers, slurred speech, sore throat, sudden weakness, swelling of the face, hands, feet, or lower legs, trouble breathing, twitching of the muscles, unusual feeling of burning or stinging on the skin, unusual tiredness or weakness, vision changes, vision loss, comma temporary. Might I remind you that it said blindness up higher on the list, and then they actually put blindness again on the list. And then for some reason there's a second list. Aches or pains in the muscle, bloody nose, diarrhea, difficult or labored breathing, flushing, headache, pain or tenderness around the eyes and cheekbones, redness of the skin, sneezing, stomach discomfort following meals, stuffy or runny nose, trouble sleeping, unusually warm skin, abdominal or stomach pain, abnormal dreams, anxiety, they already said nightmares, clumsiness or unsteadiness, cough, diarrhea or stomach cramps. That's like the 5th time they said diarrhea. Okay, you're going to get diarrhea, let's be honest. Difficulty in swallowing, ear pain, increased amount of saliva. All right. Increased skin sensitivity. I think I'm experiencing some symptoms just reading about it. Lack of coordination, loss of bladder control. There's a fun one. Mental depression. What other type of depression would there be? I have foot depression, you guys. For about the 17th time, nausea, numbness or tingling of the hands, legs, or feet, rectal bleeding. That sounds fun. Redness or irritation of the tongue, redness, soreness, swelling, or bleeding of the gums, ringing or buzzing in the ears. With both of those, you might actually have radiation poisoning. Sensation of motion, usually whirling, specifically, either of oneself or one's surrounding. I'm just going to sum up the next one as a whole bunch of adult problems. Sleepiness, sores on the mouth and on the lips, tense muscles, trembling and shaking, vomiting, waking to urinate at night, which who the hell doesn't do that, and worsening of asthma. Oh, they hid that one under W instead of A. That's clever. Now, I would actually read off the next section, which is the prevalence, the percentage of people that this affected by bodily system. Interesting. Like gastrointestinal, 10% or more. And then it says diarrhea, which I guess I was spot on with that one. So you'll have no problems, quote, performing, as they say on the commercials, but you won't be able to get off the toilet. It's actually kind of a bad combination. Oh my god, I should read the psychiatric section. But I mean, come on. You guys are going nowhere near these pills with what I've said already, so I think that would be kind of redundant at this point. So actually, I've discovered something. Apparently they don't need to name all of the symptoms in the commercial, which I would say logically suggests that the ones they do say are the most common. So any one of these 5,000 different things could happen to you, but the ones on the commercial, oh, those will happen to you. Yeah, that's almost a sure thing. I mean, they wouldn't take the least common ones and then be forced to legally put them in the commercial. Silver lining on drugs.com, which is a thing. 152 users rated it an 8.3 out of 10. So apparently, 83% of people will say, because it got an 8.3 out of 10, and obviously this is a 0 or a 10 rating situation, 83% of people didn't mind the psychotic episodes mixed with diarrhea. I bet you the people around them did. You know, I can't even think of a symptom that didn't make it to the list. I think they covered everything that can happen to a human being. I'm actually surprised they didn't put, like, mana shortages in your Magic the Gathering games on the symptom list. Now, I say that because both me and my friend who actually did the testing where they'd stay at like, you know, the place and test the pills for a week in like a controlled environment. We both play Magic the Gathering. So we would obviously bring decks, and then they say, have you experienced any symptoms in the last couple hours? I say, yes, I can't pull lands out of my deck. And they'll be like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I'm gonna write it on my little notepad here, because if I didn't, I'll be fired. Well, I had some other topics for this video, but it's already 14 minutes and 17 seconds long at that exact mark. So I think instead I'll just start encoding the video, go grab every single bottle of pills off my microwave, and then I'm gonna look them up, probably be very unhappy, and then move to an Amish community. Let me just say, I've been on some allergy meds for like, you know, quite a while, and I become resistant to medication really quickly. So the doctors have tried moving me around, you know, between pills, all different brands and everything. Finally, I settled on one that I just cannot become too resistant to. I mean, I've hit the maximum level of resistance. Yeah, my doctor said they've never seen anything like it, so they don't even know how to treat it, so that really sucks. But anyway, the only symptom I had gotten from a certain pill that I was on the whole big long list of symptoms, causes dry mouth and concentration, jitters and sleeplessness, blah. No, I was cool. I was cool the whole time. In fact, I was cool, plus I could sleep because I didn't have allergies. So on the side effects, I actually got some freaking sleep for once. But the one symptom that they went out of their way to say that it didn't cause is the only one that I experienced, and I think they had a little bit of a little logical paradox here. Little loophole, as it were. The non-habit forming pills cause severe withdrawal when you stop taking them. In my totally non-medical professional opinion, which by the way I worked at a hospital for a year, I would call that not habit forming. Oh, but they don't have to put that as a symptom because it only happens when you don't take it. Oh, tricky. I had school that day, for God's sake. I was in college sitting in a night class. It was a general ed class, so I couldn't give less of a crap about it. I'm just sitting there like shaking, like, it's really cold in here, as I just sit there and sweat with like my jacket on and my hood up, and everybody's like, are you okay? Because you don't look so good. I'm like, oh, I'm doing great. I love economics just this much. I just get way into it. I'm very passionate about numbers and money and economics of scale. Oh, just go home and just read about interest rates. And then I went home, ate an entire box of Reese's Pieces, and then couldn't sleep for about 36 hours. Oh, and my allergies were really bad. Screw you, drug companies. Screw you so much. Well, unfortunately, I have to actually go film another video now, and it's downright depressing. I'm gonna blame it on the pills I'm taking. I'll see you guys next video, if the pills don't kill me. Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and it's no secret that Wizards of the Coast is a little bit, well, I'd say cryptic, but honestly dishonest would probably be a little bit better descriptor when it comes to their statistics. According to them, they have 20 million active players and like 40-some% of them are female, which is a load of crap. Luckily, on my YouTube channel, I have just short of 7 million views at the moment, which is quite a bit. I mean, it's a decent sample size. Also, I would say my content is fairly universal. I mean, I've been known to maybe mention from time to time that I'm kind of anti-net decking. I have pretty strong evidence that those people still watch my videos though, so I don't understand it either. I can tell you though that obviously my stats would be skewed towards any country that speaks English more, you know, by country, etc. So, you know, and then maybe it's like it's younger because it's YouTube and it's online and that's more of a young people thing. Even that's not quite true anymore, but basically what I'm getting at is the most accurate stats you're going to get about who plays Magic and who's interested in Magic is quite possibly from my YouTube statistics. I've been looking at them all day because I was really bored at a wedding, and I was like, hey, let's share this in a video because it's weird. We're going to start normal and go weird from there. So let's just start by views by country in the last, I think this is 28 days. Pretty much everything on here is 28 days. So United States, 63%, you know, no surprise there. Canada, though. Canada, number 2. And you're probably thinking, oh yeah, well, but, you know, English speaking. But the UK is number 3. I mean, I'm fairly certain, I'm way the hell too lazy to look this up, but I'm pretty sure England has more people than Canada. I think maybe you have to compare it to the fact that there's nothing to do in Canada. Seriously, I've been to Canada for approximately 14 minutes. No joke, that is the only time I left the country. Canada, 14 minutes. We went to Dairy Queen. And no offense to the Canadians at all, but it kind of looked like a boring dump. In other words, it kind of looked like Upper Michigan, which is where we crossed over from. Oh, everybody's getting insulted in this video. So I really did not see Canada coming as number 2. Had no idea. And then honestly, number 4 being Germany, I wouldn't have thought, and then Australia being 5. I mean, I don't know who I thought would have been there, but they just seem really small. I mean, they have high populations, and I don't know, those languages are printed in the game. Next up is my, I don't know, 1/4 to 1/8 related homies over in the Netherlands. Yay. That's just weird. I don't understand that. Sweden, sure, they have fast internet. YouTube, why not? Brazil, that one I get. Okay, everybody from Brazil plays Magic. Unfortunately, a lot of them speak Portuguese, very few of them speak English, so I think that's why they're not like number 2 on the list. And then Poland came out of nowhere. That's weird. New Zealand. I mean, we're getting down into the 0.8%, so these are all practically ties at this point. I mean, the Philippines, like, yeah, that's a big country. Then we got, you know, Denmark, Finland, Austria, Italy, Switzerland, Norway, Spain, and France. Like, what the hell? I speak Spanish all the time in my videos, and I made one French video. Like, come on, guys. Those are rather large countries. And they're huge distribution areas for Magic, but I don't know, maybe it's just not as popular. I don't know. Portugal, that's still a place that exists apparently. Belgium, waffles. And then our neighbors to the south, Mexico. Está mi favorito. And then taking up the last spot, honestly, it's not really, it's just where I cropped the photo. Czech Republic, which, I mean, 0.3%, let's be honest, it's probably just the Pokemon Go kid watching every single video I made. I mean, if he plays Pokemon Go, he's got to play Magic. So honestly, that list was not too crazy, but a little unexpected. It didn't really match the population, so I think it just comes down to, did a card game, or card games in general, take off in that country or not? Is it a thing? Is it part of the culture? Was it heavily marketed there? Was it successful? The one question I get somewhat often is, how stable are the views? Is it pretty much the same every day? And you guys know I pretty much release the same number of videos every day, give or take. Well, it's crazy. It is all over the place. I mean, this is actually pretty steady. If you look at the one on the bottom, yeah, it's all over the damn place. But a lot of the times it is because I release, you know, 1 or 0 videos as opposed to 3. So it actually is kind of steady, but it's not that unusual to have 15,000 one day and 40,000 the next. I mean, it's just weird. I'm sure it has something to do with the fact that sometimes I upload at 10 o'clock at night and sometimes it's 2 a.m. the next day. That probably throws it off a bit. Between the months, though, easily a 30% swing up or down. It's very unpredictable. Okay, I mentioned it. Let's check on it. Is Magic, at least on YouTube, viewer-wise, 42 or whatever the hell percent female? Nope, it's not. So for 13 to 17, it's actually 0.1% female. I assume that's rounded. Oh, and this is like absolute, because then it's 4.8% male, which obviously does not then add up to 100%, but it's a portion of the entire age spectrum. So it's gender by age. So actually, I mean, you can honestly just ignore the gender part, and there's the age breakdown right there. So the funny thing is, for the 45 to 54-year-old crowd, they're almost bigger than the 13 to 17-year-old crowd. I wouldn't have thought, because there's a lot of 16 and 17-year-olds that play that have been at my local gaming stores. And also, you'd think they'd be way overrepresented on YouTube, which actually could be the case. So there could be more 45 to 54-year-old players, just less of them are on YouTube. By the way, look at that 65 plus bar. What the hell? I just assume those people were probably joking when they created their Google account and they're like 120 years old and from like some country that doesn't exist or something. Oh, they probably just put female for the fun of it, because actually up in those age ranges, it's a huge percent female. And that's actually, I gotta show that one. That's weird. So this one's actually pretty wild. So you got, you know, 1.6% female in the 13 to 17 age group. For 18 to 24, it's 2.5%. Then 2.4% for the next age group. 3.6% for 35 to 44. And then 45 to 54, it's 4.6%. But check this out. 55 to 64 years old is 9.6% female. That's almost 10% females. I mean, that's just weird. I mean, if I think about it, I know one person in that age group that plays Magic. So, I mean, whatever. I think I know 100 that are male and in the other categories age-wise, but whatever. And then strangely, when you go to 65 plus, it's back to 98% male. I mean, what's with all the like 55 to 64-year-old females? Like, what is that? That is so unbelievably weird, for real. So overall, channel-wide, 97% male, 2.7% female. I assume they rounded. So yeah, I think maybe Wizards' numbers were off a little bit. Just a little bit. Now here's one that was a little bit surprising to me. Perhaps it shouldn't have been. But what type of devices are people watching my channel on? Well, it's only, I'll go by view count, 47% on the computer. I would have said 75%. I mean, to consistently watch like a repetitive channel instead of just like one big 10 million view video on